What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Elune video, and I'm going to go over something today that has been requested greatly, and I know there's not a whole lot of videos, if any, on YouTube right now about this, what I'm about to talk about, which is PvP. Guys, if you find this interesting or helpful in the least bit, please like and subscribe. Help me grow my channel. Help me keep this going so I can keep you guys informed. Here is why you have not seen a comprehensive guide on PvP. Because things are about to change, for one. There's going to be a whole lot of changes. McCarthy is going to be getting a buff. Let's check this out. So I know McCarthy is going to be getting a pretty good buff. Also, Balder is going to be getting a buff. Seems like it's going to be pretty good as well. And Wei is going to be getting a little bit of a nerf. Now all those things are due in about a week or so. So nothing to panic about. Wei is still going to be worth getting, so don't stress over it. So as far as why you're not seeing a comprehensive guide is because there is a lot going on whenever you step into the arena. Whenever you start fighting against other players, there's a whole lot going on. Trying to break that down and tell you exactly what's going on step by step whenever you're in a battle is very difficult to do. But let me tell you the first thing you need to do. Let me show you how to get into PvP, the Heir Battle. You click on Challenge. You go where it says Boss Battle. You click on Trent or any of these other guys. You press Enter, and you make sure you're doing it on the highest difficulty, and you turn on burning mode. Right? I'm actually not joking. That's kind of how you need to, that's the first step. That's the door to getting into PvP, because the gear sets mean so much whenever you get into Heir Battle. I could tell you that the only reason why I have lost any of the matches that I fight, that I play, is because of the gear sets. I could do great in PvP if it wasn't for the gear sets that the other teams have on. They immediately go into effect, and I can only use my A1. I can only use my attack, my primary attack. I can't use any other skills right off the bat. My speed is way up there on Wei. I should immediately be doing something with Wei. You know what I can do? I can throw a boba at my enemy. That's what I can do. That's the only thing I can do whenever I start fighting these guys that are up there, because they have been farming those boss battles, and they have the gear sets. So when I talk about the gear sets, if you go into your index, click on your gear, and here are the different sets. I have not been farming boss battles. That is where I have messed up. If I was farming the boss battles, then I would have a bunch of these sets, and I'd be able to do some amazing things in PvP. But with that being said, I'm still able to do some pretty good things. However, if you look at the 3-piece set, and there are some people, the ones that I'm having to fight right now, have the 6-piece sets, and they do some massive buffs. These are changing also, by the way. They're minor changes. They're going to be flipping things around where normally it would happen on turn 1. Now they're going to be happening on turn 2. Or even and odd is the way that they refer to it as. So even turns or odd turns. That's going to be changing a little bit. But as it is now, like in PvP, I can just step in the arena, and if they have that armor piece on, I immediately can't do much of anything. I'll show you guys some videos here shortly after I finish talking, but I do want to talk about some things that will help you in PvP as far as like moving forward and how to progress through building a team. So I'm going to go back into it, and we'll go back into the Heir Battles, but step number 1 is going to be farm the boss battles and get as much of the good gear as you possibly can, because the gear changes everything whenever you go into these fights. It's kind of frustrating for me because I haven't been farming gear, but it changes everything. So here's what you need to do on your defense team, by the way. You need to decide who's going to use what skills when. And that's going to be based off of their speed and obviously the opponent's speed. Click on the bottom left where it says team, and then you want to go to skill queue in the bottom left hand corner. These are the skills that you want them to use. So what do I want my Weiwei to use? All right, so Weiwei's up. Which skill do I want her to use like the majority of the time? What's her primary objective whenever she's there? And I need to change this because that's not right. But anyhow, so I want her to do that. And then I want her to do that. Now let's look at the individuals on the teams. So you obviously want to have a good team. I'm not going to tell you who's best for arena and who's worst for arena, because I think you can come up with some really great combinations in the arena. And I'll tell you that something that I've had fun with was actually using mana, and I would have her use her second skill, manipulation of time. She'd give somebody two attacks basically, right? So I use her to give that buff to Reyna on her second skill. So Reyna's second skill, she does the like clockwork, and she will give a weakening effect, decrease their speed, and possibly restrain them. A pretty good chance of restraining them. She does that twice, almost right off the bat, because I have really good speed up. Again, the only reason I'm losing is because of the gear sets. So that's a really cool combination for me. I really liked playing with that, and I'll show you a video of that fight taking place. But anyhow, so like I was saying, what you want to do is you want to pick your team, and then after picking your team, who you're going to use and what skills you want them to use and what order you want them to use it in, then you want to start working on your gear. And your gear can be whatever it is, but what do you want primarily? You want speed? Okay, so you want her to go first. You want her to have the fastest speed. You want Weiwei to have the fastest speed over everybody. So go to your, right here in the bottom or middle at the bottom, click on that little button there, and it tells you everything: her attack speed, her accuracy, her evade rate, everything. And she's not geared perfectly because I have horrible gear right now, but her attack speed is 129. Now my Reyna, I needed her to go next, right? So I'm going to do the same thing with her. Hers is 118. And actually I want it to go up a little bit, but it's 118 right now. So play with the order that you want them to go in, and use your armor on them to get them where you need them to be. Obviously an attack hero, you want them to have mostly attack on their gear. Who moves first, who can get the stun off first, and then from there you have one damage dealer that basically cleans everything up. I can tell you that one of the big ones is actually Reeve. She uses her skill 2, her second skill, Firebomb, and with Weiwei on the team, she does it twice pretty quick like, and your team will be wiped out. Especially if you have somebody who's got stun locked on them. So you can stun lock whoever's going to be attacking, whoever their attacker is. You stun lock that person, they don't have their attacker anymore, and then you just move on. You just roll right over them. So again, I know it's not a very comprehensive guide. It's not like telling you exactly what to do, but work on your turns based off of your speed. Obviously your attacker, whoever's doing your AoE, I would hope, area of effect, you want that person to have massive amounts of attack, and you want them to go after the buffs or debuffs have been put up. So, and again, base your speed off, base where they're at on that turn list off of the speed. So take a look at those and kind of micromanage that a little bit until you get it where you want it and tweak it. But again, primarily without those gear sets, you're going to get frustrated when you get in there. You're going to get into Heir Battle, you're going to do some battles, and you're going to get frustrated with it. So with all that being said, guys, I appreciate your time. I'm going to put some recaps of some of the battles that I've had on here following this. Guys, if you found it interesting and you enjoyed this video whatsoever, again, like, subscribe, leave some comments down below if you have any questions. I try to get back at you as soon as I can, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Alright guys, a level 37 versus a level 51. It doesn't look like he's been leveling up his gear too much, though, and that's why I was able to actually use her abilities. It looks like... No, that was actually the abilities of the enemy there. And I'm keeping this in fast forward, guys, because I want to be able to keep this video within a reasonable amount of time. Notice Wei how she's kind of glowing orange over on my side of the screen. She's unable to use anything except her primary ability, or her primary skill throughout the majority of this fight. Let's see, it looked like I had a major disadvantage up until right now. Even though it's healing up his team. Finally, my Wei is able to do something. There's a lot going on. It'd be almost impossible to, especially at this rate, to keep up with it and tell you exactly what's happening. Basically just swap back over to her. She is a one-man army in here. That's a win just because I got more in it.
레디 액션!
오거라.
레디랍니다. 누구부터 터뜨려줄까?
여기는 내가 맡겨.
무슨 일이야? 레디 뮤직. 좋아. 레디 액션!